Good morning, good afternoon, hip hip hooray. This is me, myself, and I. I'm your host, Anthony Hayes. Thanks for tuning in today. I just want to give a quick shout out to The Dirt, Tiffany Granith, and Funk, holding it down here on Spreaker. This is their home after all, so make sure you go check out their show because they are absolutely brilliant. I've said it once and I'll say it many times. If you're not already doing so, please follow me on Twitter at NinjaAJ. I am also on Instagram, AJ_Graham. And the newest addition to the Me, Myself, and I arsenal, Me, Myself, and I Radio on Facebook. Be sure to get over there and give us some likes. And when all else fails, head on over to the mothership at Me, Myself, and I Radio.com. Lots to talk about in less than half an hour to do it in, so let's get into Me, Myself, and I, shall we? Yes, that's right. What's going on, everybody? It is Thursday. This is Me, Myself, and I. Welcome to the show. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed that introduction song. That is Love Struck Robot. I Want to Be in a Band is the name of the song. I Want to Be in the Band is the name of the album. Hit them up on Facebook. Hit them up at lovestruckrobot.com and download that song along with their new single, Smoke Show. And I just want to thank the guys again for letting me use that introduction song because that is a killer way to start off the show. So, the new gear is here. I'm recording with it as we speak. I wasn't able to record last week. I had a internet problem. So I was not able to put out an episode, and I apologize for that. But I'm here now. I got the gear. It's good. Hope this comes out clear on your end, and we'll go from there. Of course, as soon as I start talking, there's a plane flying overhead. Nothing I can really do about that, so I apologize. I got a sweet vinyl record in the mail the other day. It took forever to get here. I got it from Australia. I don't have a record player or turntable anymore. I just got it for aesthetic purposes and to add to my collection of ever-growing music memorabilia. And it's a 7-inch vinyl record of Me, Myself, and I. And you can hear that on our way out if you stick around to the end of the show. And I hope you enjoy that as well. So I woke up the other morning. I was totally vibing, right? Everything just felt right. Everything was in sync. I've been going forward with the yoga. That feels great. Right? So I was so in my head like I usually am, But another thing I've been working on trying to quiet those voices. And I don't mean voices in a sense like I hear voices. I mean just, everyday thoughts and, to-do lists and just stuff that we think about on a normal day-to-day basis. No, I do not hear voices. Conscience. Maybe it's my conscience I'm referring to. But I just kept asking myself all these random questions, having these doubts, thinking about the future, thinking about the present, the past. So all of these things were running through my head. So I popped my headphones in and just kept on flowing. Just kept on flowing like I normally do. And figuring in time, it would all make sense. Maybe I'd see the writing on the wall or whatever cliche you want to use. Back to writing. That's basically what the message I was getting was to get back to writing. It was like I was narrating this sequence of events in my mind, right? Like as I was playing out my day, I was narrating it as if I was in a movie or a weird like Sin City, like that type of dark comic book feel thing to it. It was very interesting, and the reason being is because the day before I watched a movie called Sucker Punch. It's like a fantasy film sort of thing, so that kind of sparked a creative imagination, and I enjoyed the movie, as stupid as some people probably think it is. I did enjoy it because it opens the mind to creativity and what the mind is really capable of, and I think they captured that in that movie. The plot and everything else, you can think of it what you will, but I enjoyed it overall. I did actually enjoy that movie. Thought it was pretty good. So I just keep it on flowing, like I said, and the sequence of events. And I was listening to this playlist, like I'd mentioned. I popped my headphones in, and the playlist, keep in mind it was on shuffle, it echoed this sentiment in that it was very strange. it was telling me things like, on the verge of something wonderful, don't give up. These are song titles and verses of songs. Sunshine, Survivor, and of course, Me, Myself, and I. And I just put all the pieces together, and I was like, man, I gotta write. So I got some great material for the book. I'm going from a new, different, not different perspective. It's gonna have the same foundation. I'm staying true to the core. I'm just gonna rearrange some things and tell it from a more creative narrative. I think more so than a memoir, so to speak, which it originally was set out to be. So that's going to be awesome. I'm keeping on with my promise to work on my physical self, with yoga and meditation, things of those nature, some, martial arts sequences and weapons and stuff I've been working on. So I'm keeping up with that. If you don't exercise, I highly suggest you do so. Your body is so important. You only get one. Let's face it, your body is a vessel, and you're only here for so long, so you've got to take care of it. And I've been fairly good at that most of my life. Always been in sports, martial arts, like I said, wrestling, competition, submission grappling, and all sorts of things. I always try to push myself to the physical limit. And, at times they kind of fall off a little bit, but you get right back up on that horse and make the most of it. But so I'm working on that, and hopefully it'll help relieve some of the self-inflicted stress and anger and things that I would say we all go through on a day-to-day basis. And just the typical to-dos, like, oh, I gotta walk the dog, I gotta take out the garbage. The little things we take for granted, that instead of dwelling on them and thinking them of a chore, I would like to try to challenge myself, and you can challenge yourself to do the same thing, is use that time to think about things, to really reflect on, what you're doing, where you're going, what your goals are, what actions you're going to take to get there, and how you're going to better yourself to become a better you altogether. And getting lost in the music, feeling the lyrics is another way to cope with this. Any stress, anything you have going on in your life. If you want to escape, and I mean that in a metaphorical sense, you want to find an escape, and a creative one. Some great music can really do that for you. I know it does it for me. I never go a day without listening to music, and especially a select group of artists that it's the soundtrack of my life. I don't really know any other way to explain it other than that. It just offers me that relief, that shoulder to lean on, that strength, that excitement. It sparks all of those things within inside of me. Find some new music. Open your mind to something else. Maybe you're just a classic rock guy. Well, you know what? Maybe there's something else that you like that you wouldn't even know, but you just got to give it a chance. And I challenge everybody to do that. I try to do that as much as I can. Of course, I always come back to my favorite artists, but one thing I do not like, and I apologize if you do, country music. I tried. One of the greatest shows I've ever been to, one of the greatest live shows, was not a country show, but it was Southern rock. So I guess that's as close to as country as I can get. The whole country music thing doesn't do it for me. Darius Rucker, I'm sorry, you will always be Hootie to me. That's all I want to say about that. I've been doing a lot of networking lately. There's a saying, you are the closest as your 5 people around you. Your actions, your goals, your overall sense of well-being. The people around you really reflect that. They bring out the best in you, at least if you're hanging out with the right group of people, they should. So, not that I don't have a good support system, but you can always use a stronger one. You can always use different outlooks and different opinions and stuff. So I've been doing that a lot lately. And one such way is networking. I've picked up a lot of tools and a lot of things that I've been implementing in my daily routines on a podcast called Unstuckable, and you can find out more about them at unstuckable.co. And there's also an awesome Facebook group that I'm a part of. I've got some really harsh news today, though. Unfortunately, the podcast is going to be no more. We had some pretty cool stuff going on there, great challenges. I hope if you have heard of it, you got to enjoy it as much as I did. And I wish Steven and Chris nothing but the best. And I hope everybody will keep in touch that's been on this Unstuckable journey, because, I mean, the past year, honestly, it's helped me. I've been trying to get unstuck this whole past year. And I don't mean in a sense like I'm not in a happy place, because I am with the birth of my daughter. But it's been a very difficult transition lifestyle. Caring for somebody and being responsible for another life. It's been very heavy, and I use the relationships that I've found in these people to just keep myself motivated in all aspects of life, not even just in a career sense or a daily activities. I can implement this in my everyday life, these tasks and habits that we've learned. And I just appreciate everything those guys did for all of us. And, it's not over. It's not over for them. It's not over for us. We're just going to keep on flowing, baby. Another sweet movement, it's called Mission Love. And the Mission Love movement, you go to missionlovemovement.com, and it encourages you to provide a act of kindness for 365 days and hashtag Mission Love on that act of generosity or something that you've done. Just because the world can be a cruel, cruel world sometimes. It can be a crazy place, and we want to spread the love. And this is a huge social networking movement that's going on. And more information on that, you can go to dariawakened.com. That's DARI awakened.com, or missionlovemovement.com. And this young lady is very inspiring. She's got a very cool story. She's got some awesome YouTube videos. And if you need any spiritual guidance or you want to learn some new stuff that you didn't know existed, I highly recommend checking that out and checking out the movement and the webinars and everything she's got going on, because it's just totally cool. And I've been privileged to be in contact with some and meet some very cool individuals through that. Sam Shelley is a gentleman who I've also met recently. I originally met him Google Hangout for podcasting tips. People who are podcasters who want to get into podcasting, and just kind of spitball ideas, talk about what we're working on, maybe questions that you have that somebody could answer, and we kind of share ideas. And it's a cool thing. And heading up that is Joe Pardo. If you're not familiar with Joe, he's got the Dreamers podcast. If you go to howtodream.co, you can check out Joe and all he's got going on, because he has some very inspiring people on his show. And from one podcaster to another, appreciate what you're doing, Joe. Anyway, Sam is an author, and I'm currently reading his book right now, so I don't want to give too much away, because I do want to review that on a later show, maybe next week. I should be finished by then. So Sam is an author. He's a healer. He's a meditation